We did the study because really lipodystrophy matter. And if you know what lipodystrophy is, it has two components: lipoatrophy, which is the fat wasting in the face, arms, and legs, as well as lipohypertrophy, which is the central fat accumulation, mostly in the belly. So this larger study randomized naive patients, never been on meds, to be treated with a backbone of tenofovir FTC, along with either ritonavir boosted atazanavir, so a very commonly used PI, protease inhibitor, or another ritonavir boosted PI, darunavir, or an integrase inhibitor called Raltegravir. So three arms, two of them PI, and one a new class integrase inhibitors. And we did DEXA scan as well as assessment of abdominal fat with CT abdomen. And the bottom line of the study is that we found after 2 years a significant increase in peripheral fat as well as central fat with all the regimens. So the reason that's interesting and bad for patients is that we used to think that protease inhibitors were associated with the central fat accumulation. But even the new class of integrase inhibitor, at least the one used in that study, made people gain as much fat in both the periphery and centrally as the PIs. So that's the bottom line of the study.
And some of that is return to health. People lose weight when they have HIV and it's untreated, and then it gets better.
Right.
So it's not necessarily abnormal excess gains of fat. I think
some is good, really you're right. And now that we're treating patients with higher CD4, so we're treating them early. If you look at the body composition at the time they start regimens, they're not as thin and wasted as the old days. So some of it is return to health. But obviously, an increase of visceral fat of 30% in 2 years' time is a little bit more than anybody would like to see.
Well, your study uncovered this extraordinary relationship between, I think it was baseline viral load and fat gain. Mm-hmm. Is that just, and is that a sort of combination of the effect of having a high viral load at baseline and then starting treatment? Or is it just in patients that had a high viral load and they just gained weight during the follow-up period?
No, I mean it's a good question, but if you remember that slide I showed about the influence of baseline viral load, so a third of patients started with high viral load above 100,000, and 2/3 with lower viral load. So even starting on the same regimen, the high viral load gained double to triple the amount of fat than people on the lower viral load. So there's definitely something there. And even, going back to ACTG 5224, that I presented a few years back, there seemed to be a similar effect of baseline viral load, but I think here we'll put it more into perspective and analyzed it in a better way. So it does matter where you start with, and I think that's what I wanted people to get, is that another reason to start people perhaps right away on drugs, not wait till their viral load is high or their CD4 is low.
So what do you think is going on there? Why does a high viral load make you gain fat?
Yeah, it could be make you gain more fat on drugs, right? It could be that what Judy said is that people with high viral load were sicker in a way, even though that we were not able to catch that by our baseline characteristics. So they were sicker, so return to health required more gain in fat to return to their baseline before HIV, since we don't have a baseline, like someone correctly pointed out. So it could be partly a more brisk return to health for these people that were sicker before drugs. And we're going to look at that a little bit more to see how much inflammation play a role in that. Even though our initial analysis, even accounting for different inflammation marker, that observation remained correct about the baseline viral load influencing the fat gains. And remember, that was for peripheral fat as well as central fat, as well as lean body mass. I didn't show that, but any kind of gains in any compartment, having a high baseline viral load, you gain much more than having a lower baseline viral load.